what's up, Den? How have you been?
Oh my goodness, I think that's more of a better question for you, Gormley, because I haven't heard from you in like forever. But so far, so good. I think by now there's like already a schedule that I have for the day compared to how it was during the pandemic or like last year when everything was just so tentative.
Yeah.
So it's a more stable, peaceful schedule now compared to before.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard for like people like us who are always wanting to do something. And
Exactly. Like I know you would get it. Like that whole hustle
Exactly.
and just every minute you're super busy, every day you're doing something.
kahit feeling
And then it's
busy
gone.
lang. Kahit feeling busy. Basta,
Yung nag-uusap kayo
yeah.
na ito plano kahit di mangyayari.
Or like, feeling mo, oh, I did the dishes today, I did this. Like, very mundane things, pero feeling ko, I did something, okay na yon. Alam mo yon?
Exactly. Those are things that you can tick off that mini to-do list. That,
Right.
okay, just to make you feel good. I get that.
But wait, Denise medyo threw me under the bus for a second there. Just to clarify, I am a very low maintenance friend. And so I do not message often. That does not mean I do not love you. It just means hindi ako yon.
Okay. Also, to clarify that, often by Kassie Gormley is an understatement. She does not message at all.
unless prompted by something.
Yeah. That's true. Like, unless there's a question or
Right.
you need a favor, then Gormley will appear.
I apologize. That is just
But she has time to comment.
yes.
And time to share, her tweets. But she has no time to message her friends like, "Hey, what's up?"
That's my
But it's okay, I
love
understand.
language. Hindi, that's my love language. Comment na lang ako sa photo mo, share ko na lang yung mga ganap mo, 'di ba? Ganun na
that's
lang
true.
tayo.
At least I know you're still there. I feel your presence somewhat.
Yes. Kailangan po unti-unti para hindi ka magsawa sa akin. But
Okay. I get it.
Hindi mo narinig. I did my intro earlier and I said, this is the time for you to like show your true self to the people. This is it. Kasi I feel like, okay, tell me about first impressions. Ano yung mga typical first impressions ng tao sa'yo?
Typical first impressions. First is quiet. Second is suplada. So fun fact for the people. When I started UAAP, Miss D, after my first game, she explicitly told me, like, she put me aside, she told me, Denise, I think you need to be friendlier because people are scared of you. Like, you're not smiling and courtside reporters are supposed to be friendly. So I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, noted. I can be a bit, like, snobbish from the first because it's not because I'm suplada or mataray. It's because I'm really shy. Like, I'm not the type to make the first one say, "Hi, I'm Denise." But I just, like, wait in the corner. But I guess, you know what they say, yung resting super poker face na parang papatayin ka. Pero hindi naman.
But
I'm gonna kill you with kindness.
But like then I don't know, because like now you're really good at like making conversation. Like yung mga small talk. Ang galing mo doon kaya. Like to strangers, she's so good at it, guys. Like don't let her fool you. She's so good at it now. Siguro dala ng trabaho kasi like she's on TV all the time.
It is. You know what? There was a time that I used to hate small talk. It was like, oh God, it's so banal. Or like, no one says, and then just commenting on the weather and like what you're doing. But apparently, like, that's how people open up first. Like, you ask them, "Hey, how are you?" And then that's when you get the chica, like, okay, I see you.
You're like, how's the weather today? I don't care, but let me ask you anyway.
Right? They just wanted to be asked about themselves, which is fine. I think that's how you break the ice. You start small pala. Because I think for me before, it was overwhelming. Like, there were times during dinners with friends, and then they'd introduce me to people, and like my first question would be, "So, do you think there's such a thing as absolute truth?" and I kid you not, I asked that in a dinner, and then I remember the expression like, "Whoa, okay, she's on." So you have to slowly.
She's an intellectual. Nakakatakot yun, ha? Is there such thing as absolute truth? Sino kakausap sa'yo, Day? Sino nilayuan ka ng mga tao?
In fairness naman, buti na lang ang nag-guest nila. They were like, okay, this is new. The reception was nice. It was a good conversation that night. But I can't do that to everyone. Slowly realized.
True. But you know what? Another fun fact. Den, she's always looking to, what is it called? She's like, she wants all her friends to be friends. So like she'll bring me along and introduce her to her other friends so that me and that other friend will be friends too. But not like a setup or anything. She just wants everybody to get along. It's so adorable. And I mean, most of the time it's successful, diba?
I have my college friends have the worst horror stories about them. Okay, so it works well for you because you're you. Cassie is so nice, so it's so easy to bring her to things. So we've had like adventures where we join random groups. But for my college friends, there were times so someone from my other circle would ask me to hang out. I'd drag one of my friends. And the thing is, sometimes I'd leave them.
Hello.
Like, a meeting comes up. And then I'm like, I mean, you're fine. And it doesn't cross my mind. So for the time, they really didn't like it because it was like, why would you do that? It's so rude. Parang, what if we're awkward? But I think most of the time, but most of the time, it's fine. I think their circle also gets expanded and it works well for everyone. Like, more friends, the more the merrier.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly,
I didn't know you realized that.
Hindi.
That's
Sobrang
so
halata.
cool.
Sobrang halata. Like, every time we went and played badminton, there's like another person. Like, oh, okay, another new person. Hi, you're Denise's friend, aren't you? Right, Denise's friend. Ganun talaga every time we play badminton. It's hysterical. But, you know, honestly, I'm so happy to be able to have found a friend in Denise because, like, diba, in the media, in college, it's so hard to find, like, decent people. Or, like, people you vibe
I get
with.
you.
People
No,
you
that's
vibe
true. We
with.
talked about it when we. So I think people would be curious to know how we met. And
Would they?
when I think so. Like, I think I actually forgot how we met. But the first time that me and Cassie met, she invited me to Bora, guys. That's how well we hit it off. Like, that day we had lunch.
Talaga? Was that the first
and
time?
and then you invite me like, hey, like, Dinsay, I'm doing this BVR thing in Bora. Do you wanna do it? And then I was like,
Wow. I'm
yeah,
so
yun.
nice.
Yeah, you are. And then I said yes to you agad. And then we were like roommates. And then, man, that was a whirlwind. I think that was the perfect definition of a whirlwind friendship.
So guys, yung tip natin dyan, be friends with me because I'll take you to places. I'll take you to Boracay. Gusto mo yun?
No, that is true. You get a free trip, the beach. I think it can't get better than that. And you get the awesome, amazing friendship of Kassie Gormley.
Ah, those were good times. That was a good
Man.
trip. If you're wondering, that's
you
like,
had your moments.
I mean, as a whole, looking back, sa mga ganyan, I never really remember the bad stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ganyan talaga ako. Like, even with fights, kunwari, fights with friends, if it happened a year ago, like, I wouldn't remember it. So, almost everything is a happy memory for me, which
It really is.
is good for my mental health. But I wanted to talk to you about work, Dinsay, because you're obviously blessed to still have a job. Congratulations.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you so much. I really am grateful for that.
Yeah. But how was it? Like, people are probably like kind of shocked, diba? Na parang nakikita ka nila sa sports lagi. Tas ngayon, like, very seryoso na news lady. So, how was the transition for you? Like, was it hard?
Oh my God. I think the thinking process was the hardest, especially in interviewing. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you that I talk about this to Sir Ron, who's my co-host all the time. Like, I tell him, my goodness, Sir Ron, I miss doing sports interviews. It's so personal. Because the thing with doing news now, it's like, it's still somehow personal, but like, you feel so far away from the person that you're talking to just because in some way it feels more important because the impact is bigger. And when I say impact, it's like laws, it's like national issues compared to when it's personal stories where you see the growth and there's less at stake aside from reputation. Like, does that make sense?
Oh, like mas malaki yung risk na magkamali sa news. Like, you say the wrong thing, or it's like parang I feel like ganito, like kapag meron kang ini-interview, especially like politician or someone in government, like
Mhm.
you want this answer, but you have to go around and around and around
Oh
and
my
around until
goodness.
you get that answer.
Okay, you know what's even more complicated is even if you don't get around and around and around and you go straight to the point, they will go around and around and around. So like it's just I see, of course, like I watch sport newscasters that I admire from other foreign networks, and I see also the people that I interview, like when they did the presidential coverage. So they were interviewing all these politicians and, of course,
Oo.
these political analysts. And I like how the politicians there really, of course, to an extent, still protect their image, of course. But here in the Philippines, it's a whole different kind of interviewing. Like, man, sometimes I don't know. Like, there's no substantial interview that you get from officials just because they also refuse to tell the truth or be honest, and that's what's lacking right now when we struggle with like misinformation and all of those things. But I wish everyone would be more candid because people really do deserve to know the truth on what's going on and what it really all is.
Oo.
I'm interviewing people who are decades older than me, so you can only imagine that even if I am younger, like you're going against years of experience, and it's tough and tiring. Let me tell you that. Yun lang
Do
naman.
do people think that you're actually like super old? Dahil
I
dahil
think
sa
so.
image mo?
Yeah. Like, I think sometimes also when my makeup artists, they kind of when age comes into the question. I mean, because people already ask someone your age when you're a news anchor.
I mean, true. Yeah.
But but when I have to remind them na parang, oh yeah, like I'm just 23. Like, what? Parang ka-age mo yung anak ko. And I'm like, yeah, like it's crazy. But said it also before in other interviews. Image is a lot and looking older plays such a huge factor in doing news because with them, age is associated with credibility. Sadly enough, really,
Sad.
youth doesn't get you that. So how I dress, my makeup, appearance, it has to, of course, portray credible news anchor.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm sure positive that you miss sports. And so talk about how
Is that even a question?
I mean, diba? But when ABS was going through the shutdown, nasan ka? Like, kasi ako, when it started, sabi ko, I always thought that it was a possibility. Pero alam mo yung never ko na-imagine na actually mangyayari. Nandun ako
It
sa point na
is.
yun eh. So, what was going through your life at the time nung nangyayari yung ABS shutdown?
I was already doing news. I got a new gig to do the Tagalog newscast. So I was doing that, and me being the planner that I am, I was like, okay, you know what? Even though I know it could happen, I was still hoping that, they can't shut down ABS. Like,
Diba?
what is? Yeah, like what is this? So, I mean, you've heard stories about it happening during martial law, but you just never thought that would actually happen because we live in a generation and even a time where democracy means so much and people are always fighting for something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty chill about it, and also just like, just let things take its natural course. I thought I could juggle news and sports.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but it was so they announced it the night after my newscast. The next day, I thought I was fine. I really did. And then I got all of these overwhelming messages from, of course, my former workmates and colleagues in sports. So when I was finally doing the news, during that newscast, literally, I was trying to keep myself together. I've never cried in
Dinsay.
public. No, I swear, Cassie, like, from the moment that I got on air for that newscast, the tears were like literally on my eyes, and then my producer was texting me like, you're fine, and I was really just waiting. Yeah, like I was really just waiting for the first gap to like just cry. So when the first gap happened, I was bawling. Like I was really unconsolable, and which rattled my which rattled really my cameraman, my floor directors. They were like, "Oh my gosh, like what do we do with Denise?" Because I never cry. Like, and then when the first gap was finishing the commercial break, they were like, "Okay, Denise, keep it in, keep it in. Here's the tissue, like retouch."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for the second gap, it was also another trying to hold it together. Tapos by the I had to report also the closure of the departments of sports, and oh my goodness, I just remember just
Wait, so
saying that last line.
you were reporting of the
I was
shutdown.
reporting. Yeah.
Akala ko narinig mo lang. So you're reporting
No.
the actual news of it being shut down.
It was the day after because they announced the shutdown at night
Wow.
or like late afternoon. I was done with my shift, so the next day I was talking more about the shutdown, and it's a different thing when you have to announce it on air and you're very much personally involved. And yeah, just seeing all the messages of people, of course, and knowing that so many of my friends lost their employment was a tough one. And yeah, I always thought I could keep my cool in all situations, but that just tested talaga my composure. It was bad.
Dinsay. That makes me so
I could
sad.
I could barely read my prompter because my eyes were like brimming with tears.
For sure, for sure.
It was the hardest newscast of my life.
like,
All of my life. I think I can say that.
I mean, till now, it's like still sad to think about how many people like di na natin ka-work, di na natin makikita. Alam mo yon? Masaklap. Pero what plans did you have? If natuloy yung sports, like meron na bang set in stone na mga plans for you that year?
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to cover men's basketball.
Talaga ba? I didn't know this.
Yeah, it really was. ABL,
okay.
SCN Basketball League. So, parang imagine, it was such a big deal to have a
Yeah.
woman do men's basketball. And it's
Anchoring.
very rare. Yeah, like it was a very big deal also to be able to be given that opportunity at a young age. So, you have gender and age to factor in getting this job. And I didn't get it. Like I didn't get a chance to even try.
Oh.
So
Wow,
yeah,
but that would have been huge. That would have been so much fun though too.
it would have. I think what I was most looking forward to doing the covering was making all the mistakes just so I can get over it na.
Yeah. Because for sure, it's
And-
super nervous
Oh my god. Yeah.
leading up
And
to it.
nerve-wracking. Exactly. And it's basketball.
Totoo.
So I was like, okay, I was ready just to get it over the trial of fire. There's something about doing your first anchoring and first coverage that you just want to get it over with.
Oo,
Like the
totoo.
excitement and fear. So, but there's other plans, got us other plans, and that doesn't mean naman that I'm missing out on anything. I was just given something else.
Yeah, true. That's how we should look at things. But looking back on your sports career, syempre, balik tayo sa courtside days. Did you ever like think na parang mayroon kang mas bet na i-courtside, i-report, like basketball or volleyball?
You know what? Before doing courtside, I didn't see the difference.
Talaga?
Parang, yeah, now when I think about it, and then because, okay, courtside reporter is a beautiful thing. It really is. I hope people won't hate me for it in saying that it's okay. But doing basketball and volleyball, courtside reporting, it's the same thing. It's really telling the stories of the athletes. But you get to love the game more, and you get to love the players more with anchoring. It's a whole new kind of experience, and I think all anchors can say this. It's the whole world. When you do courtside reporting, it's just one small but important aspect. But doing news anchoring and doing game coverages, it's like opening your eyes to a whole new world that you're getting exposed to, and it's the constant learning and the process of it. And learning the intricacies of the game, that it just ignites your love and makes your love for the sport, for all sports, bigger.
So, anchoring. To answer the question.
Anchoring talaga. Yeah, anchoring talaga. don't want to differentiate. I wouldn't know what to say about anchoring basketball. I've never done, but when I anchored for during the SEA Games for swimming, for running, for gymnastics, I'm like, wow, you know what? Like, I actually
It's a
like
powerful
anchoring for.
thing.
It is. I liked anchoring for swimming.
Talaga?
It's yeah, like whoa, I never knew that swimming like doing a game coverage for swimming could be so much fun.
Talaga?
Like yeah, especially if your partner by God's grace I got paired up with a wonderful partner. I think it was Dill Lee. He was a swimmer also. So having to have that like bounds of questions on how to train for, of course, a competition. And there's beauty in it and grace, with every stroke. And you
Yes.
get to talk about
know-
it more.
You know,
Yeah.
the more you talk, the more poetic you sound. Like, padagdag. Ito na. Pwede ka na magsulat ng libro.
But it really is. I guess, because with volleyball and basketball, it seems a bit systematic. But when you have sports like swimming and
It's more about
gymnastics,
educating your
there's-
audience. Kasi siguro,
It
people
is.
don't really,
It is.
people don't really know.
Yeah, like exactly. And then you can there's a form of art and grace to those other sports. That's why I prefer talking and covering it more.
Yeah. She's a talker. She loves the story. Pero ito din, like for the, how many, ilang conference, ilang seasons with PVL? Madami na, no?
Grabe naman yung madami. Parang
Hindi,
Parang
madami
dalawa lang.
conference.
conference. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Madami.
Yeah, is it weird? It feels like when I was doing sports, it feels like another life with 2020.
Diba?
Really.
2020 was like a
Parang-
decade ago. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like
Ang
everyone has
tanda na
aged 10
natin.
years.
pero
It matures you.
looking back at PVL, do you have like a favorite, I don't know, a favorite coverage?
Surprisingly, I don't recall the game coverage that I did with PVL. There's no specific, and it was only because that was the time that I was really trying to prove myself the most. So it wasn't about trying to focus on the games. I think I do regret that. That I didn't enjoy the games more, that I didn't focus. It was because my number one focus was trying to do a good job.
Because you're such a good worker. Like, alam mo yung,
Aw.
you're like the type A, you're the best employee. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Fingers
do
crossed. I
something
hope.
wrong, you do something wrong, eto, gagawin ko to, para maayos ko siya.
Yeah, I'm super systematic that way.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
think when I started with PVL, every after game I would be like, "What do you want from me? Tell me specifically."
Oo.
Like this, so I know how to deliver and what to deliver.
Like, kung may group project sa school, you'd want Denise to be in your team. Like, she'd be the leader, telling people what to do. Okay, guys, this is what we gotta do. And then if there's someone slacking off, hoy, ayos tayo.
I would be the type that I wouldn't even, when there comes to group grading, I would really grade you honestly. If you did not do anything, I would give you a 0.
She's hardcore.
Like like if I give this much, I expect you to do the same. So that was me back in high school. I chilled. I chilled in college because I would admit it created tensions in high school.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Because
high
I
school,
was very strict.
medyo ganyan din ako in high school. Like, I very competitive. So, like, I wanted to be
Yeah,
number one. So,
yeah.
but, like, when you get to college, it's like, okay, we're on the same boat. We all just want to pass.
I know. it's way harder and also way more enjoyable also because the schedule's a bit more lax and you're studying a course that you enjoy because you found your passion. So yeah, I kind of laid low now in college.
So, yan yung personality. But I mean, because you're that way, I feel like so many people, like, it's easy to find if they're your friend or not, because they're either very for you or they're like, okay, no, like, right? It's like a hate or love
It
thing.
is. And it's not even with other people, it's also with me. Like, if we don't get along together,
Like-
let's just not try. like let's not even pretend. Like, you know what, it's not that I'm mad at you or you're mad at me, it's just that our personalities don't work together.
Totoo, totoo.
So,
but I
but
mean,
again, I had to mellow that now because the industry, you have to get along with people.
exactly. Pero especially in sports, so like doing a podcast, like what made you say yes besides me asking? So what did you miss most about like the volleyball community? Because you've been away for a while, probably the longest since you started
Yeah,
your
oh my
media
gosh.
career. So what did you
It's been
miss
sports ever
most?
since I started.
Diba?
Yeah, so what do I miss most? Everything. I know it's cliche, but it's really everything. It's the whole lifestyle of sports. It's everything about sports. It's the people. It's the technical things. It's the stories. It's just there's no such thing as just loving one aspect of sports. It's either you love it or you don't.
Mm,
It's either you live the lifestyle or you don't.
totoo.
So wala talagang I can't take one. It's the whole.
And like the sports community is the most dedicated community, no matter what sport.
Ah, that's true. That is true.
But I feel like volleyball is like above the rest. The volleyball community is probably the best. I say it all the time. I love the volleyball
Mhm.
community.
Yes,
Like it can
yes.
get bad sometimes. It can get bad.
Because it's the best. That's why it can get
Yeah,
kind
because
of
there's
intense.
so
Yeah,
many of us, and we just
it is.
love
It
the
is.
game so much. And so I wanted to play a quick game before you left. Because another part of the show, you have to be honest. You have to be candid.
Okay.
You just have to
It's
be.
it's not even about the show, Cassie. It's whenever you do a show.
Ako na ba? Pero okay.
Parang the first time you interviewed me also, laging may game, laging may honesty.
Yes,
But I'm
kailangan
always
may
being
ganun.
honest with you.
Oo. And this will open the doors for you to get
Okay.
the next guests. Okay, so your
Okay,
answers
okay.
matter.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, ready? This is let me know. This is
Okay, let me know.
So I will ask a question. You have to let me know what your answer is. Okay.
Okay.
So, in your opinion, this is all based on opinion. Nobody should get
Okay.
mad. Who is the prettiest player?
Wow.
Honestly,
so
there's
hard.
a lot. Honestly.
Yeah. I think, because of course you follow them on Instagram. So parang per week it changes because there are times when they post like, oh wow, you're so pretty. Like, so this week is, Jennifer Nierva, Jen. She's so pretty. I really do.
Jen,
Like,
Jen.
Jen, you're so pretty. Like, in any angle.
It's true.
So,
I told her that too. I said, Jen, wala akong pakisasabihin ng mga tao. Ikaw yung pinakamagandang player ng season 82.
I know. And fun fact also about Jen, ang sarap niyang i-interview. Talino sumagot.
Yeah, she's so mature, di ba? Love her.
Yes! Yes! Okay, yun lang naman. She deserves also to be credited for her brains.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. For reminding me. But mine, I think mine would be Mika Reyes. I just think she's just above the rest. It's just facts. Like I think
That's
even
true.
volleyball
I
players
consider
themselves.
her. I thought of her also.
She's that's it. She's the prettiest. Because every time I see her, I'm just like, wow, like why, why attack
face
me in
kasi
this way?
It's so fresh.
Diba?
Like, parang,
It's the
do you,
freshness.
do you ever look haggard?
Nakakainis, diba? Like everybody
so
on the
unfair.
court is haggard except there's Mika.
Right?
May
Even when
pa-windblown
she's
effect.
sweating. It's
Okay.
not fair.
Okay,
It really
ito.
isn't.
Let me know who is the
Okay.
pogiest player. Pinaka-guwapo.
Mahirap rin yan.
Hindi siya mahirap para sa akin.
Pogiest? Si Ricky Marcos. Humor is
Really?
fun. Humor is good looking.
Ano? Sino?
Ricky Marcos.
Yung libero?
Oo.
Talaga? Okay.
Yeah.
Si Ricky, he's so funny.
That's why. Like, when you see someone enjoy playing volleyball, no matter how tough the situation is, like, it shows a person to a new light. Yeah.
Kakainis. I mean, I love Ricky too, but I'm not gonna say he's the pogiest.
So, sino sasabihin mo?
Well,
ano?
now that your answer is like based on playing.
Wait, sorry. Si Doc AJ pala. Can I take it back?
Sige. Doc AJ.
Ay, sorry, Ricky. I mean, you're still good looking. But Doc AJ.
Okay. Acceptable. Pero
So, sino nga yun sa'yo?
Doc AJ plays for the other side. So, for me, honestly talaga, even like don't even look at skills. I think
Okay.
Mark Espejo is super guapo for me.
I think a lot of people do find, like, Mark Guapo. Hello, he's one of the heartthrobs in,
Talaga ba?
like, men's volleyball. Oh, I
maybe I'm just reading the hate comments. My bad.
Dude, it's Mark Espejo.
Okay. Yeah. Like when I saw him in person, I was like, hi Mark. Like,
And I think
him.
And he's like, there's a Pashay effect also.
He is. He's super endearing.
Okay,
yeah,
so alam na po
he's
natin ang type ni
definitely
Kassie.
Yeah, gusto ko yung, alam nyo na, if like, bet ko yung lalaki, if napapatahimik na ako.
Oh my
If
gosh!
quiet na ako.
Actually,
Kasi di
because
yan
she's just
nangyayari.
appreciating.
No, because I'm shy. Like, I was so, like, legit, I was so shy nung kinausap ko siya. Anyway, this isn't about me. Okay, let me know who is the funniest player. We'll make this quick. Funniest.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it really is Ricky.
Okay, yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah, and Tang Ponce.
Okay. Yeah, both very good choices. Who is, oh, let me know, who is the friendliest? Friendliest.
Who, Rosier.
Roche.
Yeah, Roche, sorry. Roche.
Alam mo, I had that mistake then. Kasi like all, like the entire beach volleyball season, I'm like, Rossier. I'm like, what am I saying? And then,
But she's the friendliest.
eto, sino ang scariest? Let me know who is the scariest player.
Scariest.
Oo.
Gia
Gia?
Morado. Yeah.
Scariest?
Yeah, like before talaga. Because Gia also, I mean, I can say this as her friend, but when she doesn't want to talk to you, she doesn't want to talk to you.
So, natatakot ka sa kanya, Ate Gia. Tingin.
Gia, alam mo na to. Sometimes I get scared. Yeah, because really oh my gosh, like when I was starting, it was really Gia who had to do all the introducing first, initiating, because she intimidated me. She really did.
Ang cute ng shy.
Until now, like, sometimes when we hang out, tapos sumiseryoso boses si Gia. Imagine na, nag-hang out na kami, pero pag sumiseryoso boses si Gia, talagang...
Okay, so Gia, scariest. Ito, actually, I remember who my scariest is. Si Des Cheng. Like, I've loved her for so long because, well, not for so long, since season 82. Kasi doon ko nakita talaga na parang, wow, she's so cool. Like, to think na all of the seniors are gone, tas like, she's here basically alone. Well, not really alone, dalawa sila. Pero, like,
Yeah.
siya yung naiwan sa very well-known DLSU spikers. Tapos like, wala, ang cool niya lang. So like, super nakaka-intimidate for me. Tapos, I remember this one time, this is a funny story. I go up to them, and then, cause na-mention sa akin ni Lars, he's like, Cass,
Okay.
it's Desiree, not Desiree.
Desiree. Okay, Desiree. Noted.
And so I went
Okay.
up there, and then I said, is it Desiree? And then she says, Desiree. Like, straight face, like, nothing. And so I'm like, okay. But I am such a fan. Like, if I had more confidence, like, if hindi ako takot sa kanya, i-interviewin ko siya. Pero, like, I feel like kailangan super prepared ako kasi matataranta ako. Pero
You know, I
I love
think the
her,
best-
legit.
The best part, I think what gives her swag, aside from, of course, yung overall na it's quite natural for her, but it's the intensity of her eyes. Like, she can be smiling, but if her eyes are like laser-like on you, talagang...
Dude, she had me nung ano, was it UST game? Ewan ko kung anong game. Basta, baka UP.
Yeah.
Basta, like, the entire arena was cheering for the other team. As biglang Des just goes like this. and like the entire LaSalle community just like loses it. I was like, wow, that's a captain.
Power.
Yeah, I
That's
love her.
that's authority.
Totoo. So like, if you get her on the show, I'd be super proud of you. Let's go, Desiree.
Please say yes.
Maybe you could get like Sir Ricky, Sir Tony on the show.
Like, so tell us about your plans for the volleyball community.
Yes.
Because I think I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's curious of like, where's volleyball now? When can we see it? Because we've been seeing basketball, like the PBA did their whole bubble, the 3x3, but we want our volleyball action too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, would be nice.
Gusto ko
Pwede,
pero
pwede.
Dinsay, gusto ko face to face. Si Tats, and then si Sir Ricky, Sir Tony, and then Doc Ian. Like, I want all of them in this one Zoom meeting. Tapos bahala ka na. baka pakalbo ka.
Actually, nandun lang ako parang tong facilitate. Alam mo yung parang nag-host, nandito lang yung questions. Tapos isa-isa na sila. Tapos the whole time, yun na yun.
And
Yeah.
fight. And face to face. But yeah, I'm super excited for you. A lot to look forward to. And I just want to give a quick shout out. Thank you so much to everyone who has listened to the Hang Time. Please support Dinsay. Please support. Keep on loving the game. Keep on loving the show and loving the players. Thank you so much for everything. I love, love, love my volleyball community. Thank you, Dinsay.
Thank you, Cassie. I was telling, when Cassie actually asked me this, I was so nervous because Cassie does such a wonderful job in telling the stories of athletes. I don't say this enough to her. I know there's a lot of people who cover the game and who do sports shows, but really no one does interviews as good as Cassie does.
Ah,
And like, I don't think even I'll match up to it, but how she does her interviews is really so evident of her love and like her purpose really for the game. It's
tama na,
it's
tama na.
immensely overwhelming. No. I think someone needs to voice this out. I'm not just like buttering Cassie up, but it's always such a treat to see her cover volleyball. Like, ang galing. Yun lang masasabi ko talaga. Like,
Aww.
the shoes that you're leaving are super big shoes to fill.
Dinsay, you're such a sweetheart. That's why I love you.
No, it's serious. Like, really, Cassie, you deserve all the compliments and recognition for the work that you put in.
Well, thank you so much, Dinsay. And I'm honestly, hindi, legit, I'm just happy na matutuloy siya. I really would have hated it if like namatay lang siya, like the flame just burned out. But I'm so thankful that you were G. And this is really just a passion project. So I'm so thankful that you're in it and your sports heart is rekindled again. You can reconnect with your sports self. And I hope you keep on telling stories. This is gonna be my last episode. Thank you so much for everyone who has been tuning in, and keep on supporting Hang Time. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, and that's it. This is the last time. Goodbye for now. Thank you.